At the service end, please welcome the world number 3 professional here in Aiken, Nikki Howell. At the receiving end, please welcome world rank number 2. He's the professional from Philadelphia Tennis Club, John Lumley. Thank you. Receiver leads by 3 sets to 1. Set 5, level. Oh.
Did you hear that?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's our pleasure to welcome you back. Sorry for the technical difficulties in getting the stream up and running, but we are off again here on a Tuesday night in Aiken Tennis Club. Welcome everybody back.
Stroke. 30 love.
Ryan has been working tirelessly to make sure that we get everything up and running. So if there's anything that you can't see or any issues with the stream, feel free to leave a comment or a comment in the comment section of YouTube.
40 love.
Or don't, for Ryan's sake. But again, our apologies. Thank you so much.
Appreciate everyone tuning in. Should be a great match and some good tennis here.
And the game, the first game. One love. One love. Oh. Chase, second gallery. No strike. Oh.
Interesting note here, George. Just early start. I did watch Nikki during his practice. It seems like he's definitely going to put a little bit more variety on the serve today than he has been maybe just getting away from the railroad than he did earlier.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see. I think the railroad was a little deep at times, so some variety here early. Probably, served them well, but strong start from Lumley.
Not a good day today.
There we go.
There it is. Drew Lyons still here.
We've got Ben Cook in the grill as the assistant marker.
That's good. Good cut volley return. Yeah, Ben volunteering his time in service, much like just about everybody around here putting this event on.
That's right.
You know,
For the good of the game, Morgan.
yeah, 100 seats sold. honestly, George, kudos to you. Countless hours of work
Keep
that
your
went into
away,
making
please.
sure that
Thank
we
you.
kept this place full. It's a pretty thankless job, wouldn't you say, at the end of the day? And
Better than 3.
you know, a lot that goes into putting this event on.
Man, that's a heck of a get from John out of that corner. But yeah, hey, all for the good of the game, Morgan. We got plenty of smiles out there. A lot of spectators not going thirsty. So good to see court tennis matches like this of the highest caliber, well attended. So all good. Speaking of all good, that is some good heat there from Mr. Howell.
30-15.
Yeah, it's
Some
good
good
there.
variety there, kind of using some of John's own tactics against him with some fat posts. 45.
Second gallery.
Maybe a bit lucky there. Not the length that Nicky was probably shooting for. John just narrowly missing the grill and come on over to the serving side.
Yeah, again, it's a great game that we all thoroughly enjoy playing, right? There's no question about it. And, it's tough. Best of 13 sets leads the opportunity. Truthfully, a lot of dead airtime, right? It's kind of a thankless job over the better part of 3 hours to sit here and try to find a different variety of saying somebody's missed a target or somebody's missed this.
Server leads 40-15.
Again,
Second gallery.
the free work that we put in.
Big point here.
And
And there you have it. All right, one apiece.
Nicky battling well after quickly dropping the
One
first
game all.
game. Again, based off the consternation on Ryan's face here in the carry cave, any issues we do apologize for. We are putting this together on.
We'll be all good. Ryan is focused with the pH over there. We're in good hands.
Yeah.
It's commercial Allstate. You're in good hands.
It is, George. Speaking of commercials, how great it would be to have a commercial sponsor to pay professional commentary, but instead.
Wow, it's a great grill. Great grill there from Nick. I think one of the things, back to the tennis for a second, I think one of the things that John did so well in the last match is got off to such a hot start. He kind of took the crowd out of it.
Very much so.
So it'll be interesting to see if that continues.
And Nicky attempting to go back to the draft there. And Philly's contingent has whittled down. I will say it's a little bit more concentrated. There's 4 people in John's box over.
Whittled down, but moved to courtside.
Yeah. So you might hear the crowd a little bit more in John's favor because they're right by the microphone as well.
Yeah. Cool to see John turn on that ball. It's not something you see a whole lot at the amateur level.
No.
It's pretty impressive. That's a great cut volley.
30.
That is the dulcet tones of Robbie Whitehouse, self-proclaimed best marker in the country, as everyone knows.
Not a bad golfer either. Played some golf recently with Robbie. Great time and solid player.
I believe we've been told to keep the golf talk to a minimum. But yeah, Robbie has enjoyed the finer parts of the Southern sporting life over the last couple of days.
And we'd have it no other way.
Oh. That famous Aiken hospitality.
30 all.
It's a nice cut backhand there from John coming around the outside of that ball. Kind of forcing Nicky to cheat up and go get it.
Yeah, Nicky. That was one of the adjustments he made against Ben in the last match, right?
Mm-hmm.
With Nicky's backhand, arguably being the weaker. Oh, just off there. Missed there. Would be one of the weaker, the weaker of the sides for him. He did make that adjustment against Ben, snuck up on a lot of backhands, and it seems like maybe that's part of the strategy thus far tonight.
That's a beauty.
George, that's the ball. Again, we also talked about in the last match where, again, trying to find it deep in the main wall, hitting off the tambour where it stays deep, and John misread that there.
Yep. High tambour here, also very effective. We'll see if that comes out much, but tends to stay pretty flush to that back wall on this court.
Last gallery, 40-30.
Nice shot there from John.
Yeah, George, we might not know much, but I do think that I would declare this opportunity here. Even though it's early, 40-30, chase pending, beatable chase. Some might call it a big point, just for Nicky, again, to keep the crowd into it early, again, where he found himself in this position in the last match.
Yeah. Morgan says big point.
40-30,
And there is the graphic.
Gallery.
40-30, Jace last gallery.
No one believes it until the graphic pops up. That hard boast that we've seen a lot from both players early on in this match.
Yeah, that's a beauty.
Really good job coming on the outside of the ball. Getting a 2-1 lead for Mr. Howell.
2 games to 1.
And some of that could be because as the play has gone on and the temperature stays high, we might see some more of that. It's a good ball from John. The balls tend to maybe get a smidge on the puffy side, and you might get some more nicks and kind of funny bounces. So we'll see if that continues on the boasting. Some good heat.
Worse than 6, 15 love.
I'll follow off in the first one, just a little unlucky in the second. Yeah, George, you mentioned temperature. Aiken is, this time of year, does start to get a little humid. It's 88 degrees currently in Aiken in Fahrenheit, 31 Celsius for our international fans out there.
And the last gallery.
So,
pretty good 1-2 punch from Nick. Amazing how confident these guys are. You're sitting there watching this at home, at the office, on the bus, in the car, which we don't recommend if you're driving. But, they make that shot look so nonchalant just to run up there and, pick off that gallery. And for those of you that are weekend warriors, that's just not that easy.
Yeah, I mean, let's
might be leaving that for a hazard.
I was going to say, weekend warriors, present company included. Again, it's not lost on us and how talented these guys are, and how thin the margins are in order to win. Right? Think about those matches the other day. Nicky,
Half a yard worse
Morgan,
than
I've
6.
just received a text message from a loyal listener saying that it was very considerate of you to translate into Celsius.
Yeah.
That's a beauty. The dog, for the record. Very impressed with your,
15, last
Well, George, if there's
Translation of
anything we're
temperature.
sure of, it's our fans all around the globe. So the last thing we can do, or the first thing we'd want to do, is be considerate.
We might have more fans that we've plugged into the data on than we do around the globe, but that's nice of you to say. Trying to keep folks cool.
Yeah,
That's a beauty.
That's a great shot. Winning the chase there.
Crowd is vocal tonight.
40, 15.
It's almost like there's like an open bar or 3.
It started at 5.
Oh,
Yeah, in order to keep the riffraff to a minimum, the bar only opens an hour before play.
game server.
Nicky jumps out
A
to a
little,
3-1
little
lead.
fire there, too, on a
Server leads by 3 games to 1.
return that John probably doesn't miss much. But 3-1, here you have it. Yeah, that's a beauty.
Nick, good job by Nicky to fight that off on the tight ball over there on his backhand. And
Gallery.
John just
on
continues
the
to play the
short reply,
tambour,
yep.
So well.
Fifteen love. Fine. Hold on, Nick. Are we shutting the door or not? No? Fine.
Hopefully no issues over there in the hazard second gallery. We did have
15 love receiver. 1 chase, last count.
a couple of issues with some chairs. Massive shout out to Tim Carroll for saving a life the other night as the back of a chair fell off. That's great defense by John. It's great defense. No other way to say it.
Yeah, not all heroes wear capes, and Tim Carroll,
30 love.
while his time here in Aiken was short-lived, we appreciate his services.
Yeah. Hopefully he's well aware after our debrief at the Wilcox after the match that he's welcome back anytime. Yeah, 4 golf, 4 tennis.
That's right. Some, good solid hitting there from John. And some good cross-court backhands. Forcing the racket error out of Nick.
World number 2. Man of many talents.
We've got Sebastian tuning in from Oxford, and Greg from Hobart. So if you're on the chat, Amy Cook from Charleston. So good to see everyone tuning in. Let us know.
Yeah.
Your thoughts.
Again, it's easy for us to. We're trying to find ways to fill the air, but if there's something that you think or any questions about the court,
ask away.
Just let us know.
Yeah.
We're trying.
We may not have the answer, but we'll try.
We'll certainly make something up.
Yeah. Man, that's a stellar cut volley. Off of what I thought was a really well-hit railroad.
15-40. Game
That's a beauty.
Robbie, can see his hand here in the.
2 games
If we
to
had the
3.
handy telestrator, just beating on the trough.
We'll have that in the
Door
fall
gallery.
for the IRTPA. We'll have the telestrator. Hold Ryan to that. Man, that's another good cut volley.
Yeah, including a payment link for other commentaries.
It's good heat from Nick. Good variety there. You know, if you cut volley with a lot of action and not a lot of pace, and then just all gasoline there, no brakes. People on their feet.
It's Nicky's trying to win. I mean, he's going for the crowd early. I mean, that is great retrieval by both players. John,
That's a
nothing
game.
to do.
That is a game I am unfamiliar with.
No,
what we just saw there.
Yeah, I have never seen you go wall to wall on 1 point. Ever.
Ask and you shall receive, Morgan. We've got some comments here.
15,
We'll tackle those on the changeover, though.
More so.
Adjustments. I mean, from Nicky, you know, continuing to be aggressive.
You saw that?
All right, apologies.
Apologies.
For the technical difficulties there, ladies and gentlemen, but we are back.
Second gallery,
Deuce Chase pending here, 3-2 Nick's lead.
Oh,
The giraffe. High.
The
High
giraffe
side
is
wall.
still behind the zoo bars there. It's going to break out eventually. Blue tongue in all spots, long neck. You know, we all know what giraffes look like, but this one is still stuck.
A little extra effort from there from Nicky gets rewarded.
That's right.
With John missing.
It's a good call, Morgan. I almost made another bad giraffe comment,
Yeah,
but
well.
here we are. You know, a very beatable chase here for Nick. It'll be interesting to see what kind of serve Lumley will come up with, but this is as good of a time as any to go back to our chat here and acknowledge the folks that have commented. Sebastian asking a question about John's blue and yellow racket. I don't have an answer for you with the paint job there. I did see Northrop Knox on one side of it. I don't know if he's got Aiken World Champions on his racket as maybe
I'm glad you said that, George. I saw the same thing, and I was like, why is Northrop Knox on his racket?
Anyway.
Maybe we'll ask him later on
Yeah.
when we get back to play.
With some good heat in the kitchen there. 4-2 for Nick.
Thank you. Receiver leads
For those of
by
you-
4 games to 2.
for those of you that don't know, Northrop Knox, former world champion, lived in Aiken for several years. Still has family here, and played some tennis in New York as well.
Yeah, Nicky just continuing to find his targets here. It's really nice to see. Keeping the crowd in it early, which again is when John jumped up to that first 6-1 lead in the first set, or 6-1 in the first set. Definitely, I like the crowd had deafened a little bit.
Some good commitment there. You know, Morgan, we were talking about, you in particular were talking about on Sunday night how you kind of felt like Nicky was a little stuck in between two different kinds of backhands, right? Like driving it, cutting it. And he looks committed tonight so far, so it's been good to see.
Yeah, and I'd argue there's still a little bit of variety as John finds a nice target there.
Yeah, a beauty. Goes to show you that we don't have to all hit those so hard. I mean, that was just well targeted.
Well, and it seems like he's committed to both, if that makes sense. You know, he's hitting the
Let's
cut.
put it this way,
He's
to be
hitting the
more
flat.
succinct, less indecisive.
Yes, absolutely.
That's another well-hit target.
And that forehand in particular, with that main fat post, as you call it, George, right, is giving him the opportunity to say, all right, which way do you want me to hit it today? I'm going to hold it.
Yeah.
Where's it going to go? Main wall? Am I going to go straight like I just did there? It's nice to see.
There you go.
Even the same thing, not missing high on a ball like that, right?
Yep. Well, what it does is, you know, that shoulder turn, you can't you just camp out on, you know, oh, he's only been hitting it here or primarily been hitting it here. He's turned his shoulder this much. You know, that's usually what folks are looking for, at least at maybe the weekend warrior level, for figuring out where that ball's going to go. So the variety allows him to get more out of it. One would think, certainly here from the cheap seats. Back to, you know, folks commenting in. Ben, good to hear from you again from Vancouver. Al Curley, good to hear from you in nice and sunny Melbourne. Still have yet to make a trip out there, Morgan. I know that you have, and you loved your experience. But you know, I myself need to make it out there.
Yeah, George, you know very clearly that is.
Boomerang doesn't work well for me though. January, it's tough.
doesn't
you know,
work for
busiest
me.
month of the year.
Yeah, it doesn't work well for me either now.
Work-wise, but
Opening up a golf course in Florida doesn't help.
dodge a bullet
John
there. That was hit well and missed by.
Trying to wrong foot Nicky there.
All right, a couple points to go at 5-2.
Back to the railroad there.
And again, that's unfortunately, well, depends what side that you're on here, but unfortunately what we saw a lot of the other night, those railroads going a little deep.
Yeah.
Back to the long-necked spotted giraffe here. National Geographic meets court tennis, Morgan.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be good for the haters talking about National Geographic giraffes.
Not boring though.
Animal facts.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, George is going to...
Facts with an X. Yeah.
Rakesh Jasani did talk about the sharkskin suit, so that's not the first animal
That's
fact
right.
we've had
That's
here.
right.
Yeah,
Good shot from John.
Force. And, you know, we talked about margins again. Nicky 40-15 up, 2 chases, gets the first one better than 4. 30-15. Then 2 weak points. Back to deuce. Ryan, if you know, maybe the internet is going to prevent the graphics packages, but I mean, I'd love to say big game here.
I thought you were going to ask for a rafter cam with all these giraffes.
No. Oh my God, that is horrifyingly bad.
Oh no. Great point. You know, Nicky kind of got off the hook there a little bit, but
Missed high with George's 0-0, and then but then was
Yeah.
able to kind of take back control. Again, hitting a little variety inside out. Do you want to? Wow, game for Nikki. George,
surprised by that error from John. I'm a huge fan of his two-handed backhand kind of swing
yeah,
volley.
it's a really nice way for him to help control digging the ball off there. George, I think we might, let's take it back. Let's see where we come back here. But we have some unsung heroes that we need to give some credit to.
That's a beauty from John. Coming around the inside of that ball, kind of bending it in there.
Yeah. Good change of pace. And again, trying to find Nikki's weaker side in the back. Nikki goes back to the National Geographic serve there.
Just serving volley in court tennis.
Yeah. Not something you see all the time.
When I was talking about a rafter cam, I meant
Oh,
up top, not the Australian lawn tennis legend.
You mentioned the dog earlier. You know
he's
a
liking
fan
a
of
Pat
the
Rafter
service
reference.
and a serve and volley reference
yeah.
in court tennis.
That he is.
Double fault. 30-15.
We a bit unlucky there.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, Morgan, but you're aware of my lack of accountability for bad shots on the court. I would blame a ball there. You know?
Yeah, no one is more familiar with your lack of accountability.
Never,
on bad shots.
yeah.
And no
Never
one
the
is,
wizard, always the wand.
Yeah, and no one is better at informing you of your own mistakes.
Great get. Wow.
Yeah, it's
Another
a
great
pickup
get.
by Lumley.
30-15.
Nicky
Yeah.
maybe not happy with the kind of mishit get there from John, but I don't think Nicky middled his out of the corner either. Not that I'm the contact police here in the box, but
No, and Nikki is seeming maybe a little chatty with Andrew here. I don't think it's Andrew. I think he's just trying to understand what's going on maybe with the crowd a little bit. Oh, there's John's double back or two-handed backhand, George, that you love so much, and
yeah,
just
I
misses
do.
it.
As a lawn tennis guy, by whatever nature, I'm a fan of that. I think it's such a cool shot. One I most definitely don't have in the bag, but really enjoy watching it.
Yeah.
Leon Smart, he hits that sometimes as well.
Yeah, I did see, honestly, a guy who's probably contributed more to the game than most people would think, and Sean Quinn in the chat, the former proprietor of Gold Leaf Rackets.
I had a couple Gold Leaf rackets myself. Pretty cool. Good monogram on there.
Yeah, rest in power, King. But with Sean there, talking about Ryan's production value again, I just want to, goes without saying.
That's a beauty.
Well held there. But Ryan, despite the technical difficulties, George mentioned earlier the wizard, not the wand. It is definitely our hitters at Breeze line that are the problem, not Ryan's production.
Man, that's another good data.
Good rip there by Nicky. I believe to get a 40-30 lead as we're a little behind. Yep.
All right.
Nicky trying to hold it a little bit.
Yeah.
Misses just a little bit, but it allows the chase.
Good variety there from Lumley, hitting that backhand down the line under winning gallery. That's not something we've seen a ton of so far in this match. And Nick able to get there and good exchange.
Hear the crowd cheering on the hometown pro here at 40-30. Set point, Nick Howell.
Oh.
Set point here. And there you have it. And if you see Nicky's excitement there, ladies and gentlemen, it is partially, yes, because he won the first set, but I guarantee you part of that is because he's excited that we will not be watching Rakesh Jasani at an exhibition on Thursday night.
Again, a little secret for everybody watching at home, since they don't have a live stream into the carry cam. George and I also were doing that same Nick Howell fist bump that you just saw, knowing that we also don't have to watch any of Rakesh's exhibition match.
I would probably potentially be playing in that match as well, and there's people that are
you're
really
not
excited.
It's amazing that you'd say that as a non-grade 1 player, that you'd think you'd have the privilege of playing in a match like that.
Grade 1.5 at best,
George,
but what people can't see, what people can't see are the green Aiken Tennis Club green pom poms that the folks have out after that. So a great win, and that.
Yeah, I think we mentioned as we're switching sides back and Nicky's still on the other side. I think I mentioned before we got to the end of that set and we'd hold off, but some of the unsung people that are here, again, for the hundreds that are watching.
Well, hang on a second. Let's see what our numbers are.
No, well,
I'm sure.
Regardless, let me
Dave Tedeschi from Boston, one of the all-around great guys in the game of court tennis, in my opinion. Saying he'd watch Rocket's exhibition, and that says more about Dave than
I've never listen. Just when you said he's one of the all-around good people in court tennis, he says he'd like to watch.
His stock plummeted.
Plummeted. Yeah, it's the Dogecoin of YouTube comments on the USCTA feed.
Yeah.
But one of the things I was going to say, George, is truthfully the unsung heroes in getting this project off the ground. I mean, guys, George Handy, in addition to being a marginal commentator. Was our ticket salesman extraordinaire. We're basically going to raise over $35,000 to put this event on.
Which brings us to
Robert Glantz, honestly, some of our servers, Finn Lacey, Andrew Bowie, just doing God's work out there before all of the names that we're familiar with. Second set here on the night, 6th set in the match.
That's a beauty there.
And
the giraffe finally got out of the pen.
God, Jesus. The National Geographic talk continues just when you thought it was over.
Well, the giraffe's better than the gazelle-elephant,
You're tripling down, and it's terrifying.
Yeah, it's not good for anyone. I apologize. Wow. That's a spot.
$30.
Nikki taking that back hit early there.
Shot.
We've called that earlier.
Second gallery, 30 love.
You know, set up by John turning on that ball into the grill. Again, just not something you see much. And
Not something you would
cool to
personally
see.
ever do, of course.
Not on purpose.
No, God, definitely not on purpose.
15-30. Time.
That giraffe almost snuck over
15,
there. Second serve for Nikki. Yeah, just off on the grill attempt there, and Nikki, John
30 all.
quickly takes advantage of the mess.
Oh.
Really
What a
nice
great
by
point.
both players.
Nikki doing a good job, aside from playing well, you know, getting the crowd going here to his advantage, and very different sort of vibe and scene so
Yeah.
far this evening.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely.
went from a library to a nightclub out here, Morgan. I'm
George,
much
George
more
we're not.
familiar
I was
with
about to say
one.
we're not talking about your freshman year at Wofford. We're
No, we are not, but much more familiar with one than the other.
and of course, for all of those counting at home, that is definitely the library that George was more familiar with.
Agreed. All these paper cuts, they're tough.
40-30.
Here we go.
Second gallery.
Second gallery chase.
We apologize for the technical difficulty on.
Time, please. 40-30 receiver, second gallery. Yes.
Yeah, Nikki with a weak reply off that serve. Wow.
That's incredible.
It's unfortunate for Nikki the first time. Incredible reaction by John
Advantage receiver.
on the ball, hitting low off the Dayton, across the Dayton, back out to chase 4 yards.
Man, that's
Wow, that's
a
really
good
well
catch.
done
That's a
by
heck of a
Nikki.
return off of
Hitting
a
the-
flawless giraffe.
First game.
All right, keeping the momentum going here. There's that fat boast we talked about.
Nearly a yard worse than last gallery.
Good variety.
And worse than the door.
go the other way around.
Outside, backside.
Yeah, backside. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we apologize for the scoring. We've got to go reset the tablet again, just dealing with a little bit of technological issues here tonight. But again, we appreciate your patience.
Let's go.
You're getting what you pay
Nearly a
for,
yard
which is
worse than
absolutely
last gallery.
zero cost to you. But we're fixing the problem right now. Thanks so much for your patience.
Love receiver, worse than the door. Oh. Oh. 30 love. Love receiver lead. Game receiver.
You go, buddy.
One game all.
1-1 here in the sixth set. Again, we're still working on getting the score board back up and running. We appreciate your patience as both Ryan and George are working on that.
Double fault. 15 love.
Nikki with his second double fault of the match. Here, Robbie Whitehouse, head professional, cheering John over there under Chase the Door.
Nope. Chase 4, 15 love. Love. 30 love.
1 point.
Four worse than 2, 30 love.
Yeah, you can see if you're looking into the grill, more than one body back there. That's Ryan in the white shirt trying to get things fixed with Ben on the marking tablet. I believe it's 1-1 here in the 6th set. John Lumley up 3 sets to 2.
Chase 4.
30 love server, chase 4 yards.
One to chase.
Well done by Nikki on that fat burst for Mr. Handy.
15-30, worse than 2.
Tight chase here. We'll see 15-30, worse than 2. Won it. Great reply there by Nikki.
30 all. How's it better than half a yard?
Wow.
30 all.
Tough break there.
Smallest of margins, George.
That is tough.
Really nice serve, a lot of cut on it. Nikki kind of takes a quick step in off a short hop.
At the amateur level, you would say that that was a bad cut volley that went in.
Yes,
At the professional level,
just like he meant to.
I think we have to assume that was intentional.
And there it is, ladies and gentlemen, just in case you were getting tired of us calling out the score.
Us, it was just you.
Oh, I'll take that back. Me calling out the score. You can officially see that we were correct. It's 1 game all here in the 6th set. Nick Howell with a 40-30 lead
40-30,
and Hazard better than 1.
Better than half a yard.
No, better than half a yard.
Oh.
Nice scrape off from John.
Juice. Last gallery. Juice. And chase.
Oh, that's great retrieval. Oh, too fast for Ryan Carey's dexterous hands there on the cameras. Great retrieval by Nikki. Take that back. I was just told it wasn't Ryan's quick hands that was too fast for. It was the computer. So again,
I believe he said computer. I think he's turning into a Southerner. He's been here for 4 or 5 days. Computer, he says. the banjo sound effect that I requested in the previous Eliminator. It could be coming. The more Ryan's here, the slower he talks, and his vowels just start dragging out.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Deliverance and Daydons.
Case, the last gallery.
Oh, that's right. Happy birthday to Camden Revere, current world champion.
And the man who gets the distinct privilege of
Turned
playing.
29 today. You know, good for Camden. Oh, my. Little high cheddar.
Mounted receiver.
That's a tough one to read.
Topspin
Topspin ripper off the top of the net.
Jumping into the Daydon at the same time.
And again.
Game for Nick Howell.
You know, it's interesting, Morgan. Lewis Williams asked about adjustments and things we've seen.
Receiver leads by 2 games to 1.
I can tell you so far this evening, these long deuce games that seemingly all went John's way Sunday night seem to be going at least more Nick's way. Not all his way, but more his way so far.
As he finds another target.
Right on cue, that's a good Manuel Daydon.
You know, it might be as good a time as any to tell everybody at home. You know, Nikki was adamant in asking our committees here if we were able to host both eliminators for him, if he were able to win the first one.
That's a good change up there.
Really nice. Yeah, especially inside out backhand
Yeah.
again from Nick Howell. But
Ben,
to that,
you know, Ben Cook's in the grill. He's not out there. You know, that's a guy that loved an inside out backhand.
as we were saying, George, tennis committee of which you and I are part of. Under
Unless there are complaints, which is 1-800-CHASE-OFF, and that's a good rip from Nick.
well, now as we change sides, let me finish that thought. But tennis committee of which you and I are part of, as well as our board led by the amazing Michael Sullivan, said that Nick, if you feel like this is a great shot, we'd love to find a way to host both events. So he was able to put in a bid to do just that. So here we are, second eliminator, and as we said, the winner of the next the best of 13 sets that we have in front of us gets the privilege to play the birthday boy, Camden
That's right.
Revere, Aiken Zone. So
Aiken's own, but now in Charleston, like myself, and it's great to have him there, and look forward to that court. You know,
yeah, soon
hopefully
enough.
opening sooner
Again,
rather than later.
massive shout out to honestly the people that Greg Van Skok,
Yes,
Charles,
GBS.
Charles Stasia, who've been and then the imitable Buddy Darby, who's
right.
one of the best. So we're glad that he's thrown his support behind it. The Charleston court will be an exciting addition.
Adam Hazelcorn in attendance, helping
in
as
here
well.
tonight. But yeah, an exciting addition to court tennis in America.
30 love.
Especially
Half
10
a yard
minutes
west
from
of
where
last
I'm,
gallery.
living these
It's an
days.
amazing job that you found the way to make that comment about nice people like Buddy Darby about yourself, George, but I would expect nothing less.
Just saying, nice to have a court there, and I appreciate those nice people for giving me that opportunity. Potentially.
That might be what takes you to a grade 1 player.
That's a great shot.
That's really
Speaking of
nice.
grade 1 players.
Another inside-out
that's
backhand.
Another inside-out backhand. And let's be honest, Morgan, it's going to take more than that for me to get there.
40 love.
But 40 love here for Nick to get a 3-1 lead and keep running that mo that Rakesh was talking about.
I genuinely thought we were going to get through the night without a Mo comment.
No, we can't do that.
Especially as Rakesh finds himself back in the tennis
Oh,
teaching
it's a
game.
good boast from John. Little variety.
Oh, Mo switch opportunity.
graphic.
Wow.
Gosh.
God, Ryan, it's amazing.
He is the graphic goat.
It's a production value goat.
Too many syllables there, Morgan. Trying to be succinct.
I was going to say, next thing you know, he's going to give us a...
Banjo.
No, I was going to
Sound
say...
effect.
No, giraffe graphic. Do you think that's possible?
Ooh. Now you're talking. Little early.
30-40.
Read it too well, maybe.
Yeah. Too fast.
Never gotten that one
No.
myself.
No. Nor will you. There's that. Oof. Out of court there, yeah.
Maybe a bit unlucky. All right, Lumley clawing back there from a 40-love deficit.
This might be again. Let's be clear.
The Mo wave should maybe come
yeah,
back.
exactly. We might have
for a different reason.
Yeah, we might need the Mo switch to go the other way.
Second gallery. Deuce.
Good target there, John. The Mo switch, Ryan. Again, the agnostic streamer that he is through the Mo switch button based off of our conversation. And again, as we're mildly biased commentators, not necessarily something we might need the Mo switch might be one and done.
Oh, I don't know. I would never say never.
Serves advantage. Second gallery.
Yep.
First serve. Serves advantage. Second gallery.
That's a beauty.
Good change out, inside out forehand there. Well held, trying to avoid the, looking as if he was going to force on a relatively weak ball.
I can tell you I read it wrong from over here.
No, the reading is not your strong suit. There, nice.
good heat.
Yeah, good heat on the backhand again. Committed to what he's hitting. I mean, we've seen a couple of these inside out backhands that we've talked about, and then right there, kind of holds it and then just takes it, steps in, and gets it a good rip.
That's a great serve.
Yeah,
from John.
good serve. Ricky tried to escape with the boast under the winning gallery wall. That was a great retrieval by John.
Worse than second gallery. Deuce.
I don't know if they're in the live stream, but somebody who might know about the rackets that John's rocking out would be Team Wayward, because I do see the Wayward.
Man, that's some heat there, right off the ledge.
Yeah, I do see the Wayward.
Hang on a sec, Morgan. Just commenting on the ledge, kind of ricochet there. You don't have the most like kind of rounded edges here on the kind of ledges of the openings. So you don't see as many of those as you would at like maybe some of these other courts here in the country.
It's two that we've
get some of those. We
two
have
that we've seen already.
We've seen two, but that speaks more to the caliber of play and how close these guys are to constantly hitting targets.
Worse than second
Yeah,
gallery.
but if the team from Wayward is in the chat, please let us know about John's big
Sure.
job.
If they can, might be under contract. That is well struck.
Service advantage, chase the line.
That's a better,
It's
better
a huge.
rack on the railroad.
That's a Mo switch. There is what it is. That's a true Mongolian reversal. There, the double Mongolian reversal.
I thought it was a triple. I thought it was a Mo switch to begin the game, then another Mo switch back to Lumley. Yeah, it's hard to keep track of. Folks at home, you know, don't have the batteries in your calculator die. There's another.
There's
one.
3 now. We stand corrected. George,
Yeah,
George, you might have come in and actually
Ask
sanded.
any girl I've ever dated, Morgan. I'm wrong frequently, and there it was, right there.
Well, the good news is that's probably about 4 phone calls we'd have to make. So,
This year, no, just kidding.
shout out, Big Bags.
Worse than second here. 3-1. Back to the tennis. Man, that's a good get. Wow. There's that inside out backhand, Morgan.
Again, I think
15
it's
love.
very clear when Nicky is playing with a lot of confidence. He's very tough to beat, and he is certainly confident on court thus far tonight. We had a great draft.
Smart choice from John. I think we're starting to see more of those drafts go in from both players.
Yeah.
You know, which is interesting.
They
Kinda-
definitely both feel like they've found something with that serve.
and you know, not a serve that, like, again, level dependent here, obviously, that you see a ton of out here.
No.
If anything, you see it more like off of the side wall above the penthouse, trying to get it to go, you know, pretty deep and flush to that back wall. We've seen these guys hit this thing straight a lot to great
15 love receiver.
effect.
Yeah.
Thank you. 15 love receiver.
Might
Worse
need a
than
little
second
crowd
gallery.
control here. See some folks kind of moving
Worse
around.
than second gallery.
Skid boast, Morgan. It's like we talked about the other night. Long walks on the beach, cookie dough ice cream, and skid boast. You love those.
That's the way I live my life.
It's on the dating profile for you. Yeah, bit of a layup there.
Yeah. A little too much length in the cut volley there from Nicky.
Nick leaning into winning there. Oh, just getting
Yeah.
the ball.
Oh, almost through the rafters there. George, I believe we talked about this last night, but again, as we said, we never want to assume that somebody's, you know, that they're always tuning in for the first time. But the rafters, anything above the rafters, as long as it does not hit them, is in play here at the Aiken
That
Tennis
is
Club.
correct. Ah,
30-40.
maybe a bit casual.
Big point here, George. Big point. 40-30.
30-40 receiver.
Yeah.
That's very nice by John on a bit of a weak reply by Nicky. Deuce game.
All right.
Apologize again for the scoreboard issue, but deuce here, 3-1, Nicky Howell.
Good defense and good execution from Nick. Man,
And that ball looked like it could have maybe snuck into winning gallery as well.
I'd go as far as to say I think it was going to jump in.
Yeah, advantage receiver. Yeah,
as good
that's
as it
really
gets.
nice. Again, Nicky, good patience, letting the ball come to him, turn around for the forehand, and then
Set up by a good underarm twist, short underarm twist from John. Made Nicky kind of backpedal there, hit it off his back foot, and put John in the driver's seat off the get-go.
yeah, a little bit of an awkward bounce there. It seems like John,
Head on the
who's
floor, Jace.
again, we think this court does play pretty true at the end of the day, and John.
I think that might have, dare I say, it might have been a slight misread.
Whoop.
Good pace.
I mean, there are many things that to like about John's game. You mentioned earlier kind of his two-handed backhand under the grill, which I think is a really great shot. John, and again, a lot of the pros, again, this is for two weekend warriors like ourselves, but I love on that main wall post when it's coming back in, like where a lot of these pros take the forehand, immediately throw it back into the main wall.
Yeah, take it
It's a
deep.
great way. It's like, yeah, listen, I know I'm not going to get there, but let's find a way to at least keep the ball in play.
Well, I think it's, there's just so much heat there. They have to kind of take it later,
Service advantage. Chase
I think
better
it makes a
than
lot of
before.
sense. There's a lot of guys top level of this game that do that really well.
Yeah. Better than 4 chase here for John to beat if he is unable to. It'll be a 4-1 lead for Nicky.
One to chase, 3 and 4.
Oh, that's
nowhere close.
Yeah, I'm.
Watching it. One. Juice.
Let's see if Nicky. Hopefully that doesn't affect Nicky too much. Again, we know where our allegiances lie, but that looked closer to 4 and 5 than 3 and 4 there.
Well, he was standing there. It might have been
Yeah,
obstructed
I think his
from
foot was kind of in the
leg.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marker's always right. So,
Yeah.
play on.
Admitting our own bias there.
Yeah. John Kroll with some very, very impressive hearing, picking up on your hydration.
Yeah, that's really nice down the
Good
line.
variety.
And honestly, with what with Nicky's case,
Service
again with this
advantage.
lead that he find himself in, these small things, these little small imperceptions. Again, as you said, the server's all right, always right. Let's see if he's able to fight through here. Marker, apologize.
Come on, Ron. Hang there, buddy.
Juice. Advantage, receiver.
It's good variety there from John, hitting,
Yeah.
that early volley boast. We haven't seen that yet.
Ooh, just missing. That's excellent tennis. Nothing else to say other than excellent tennis.
Real tennis flair. There's some action for you from Lumley with the around the back, and Ben saying it looked better than 4 from the slow mo.
What was the chase?
It was 3-ish, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Which I probably am. Wow. Could be a, dare I say it,
Well,
Service advantage.
not a Mo switch potential.
well, George, if you're asking for it, I'm sure Ryan will deliver it. Oh, that's really good.
East.
Surprising unforced error there.
Service advantage. Oh.
Might have been a funny
It
bounce
looks
there.
like it was close to the.
Oh, here we go. Got some comments, but we'll save that. Changeover.
Yeah. Oh, not that fourth or fifth one now at this point in time,
I know.
George.
It's like I
you've
put it out there.
Literally, that's.
Yeah, that's court tennis karma.
Well,
Just
no, I
trying
was
to
gonna say
yeah,
just the
make me
genuine
seem
announcer's
foolish.
curse. Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
which I
they're-
need no help with.
Yeah, our edges
you know?
aren't that rounded. Now watch this. Great pickup there.
Could get a little tight.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
can't-
hate
there's
that
not
lead.
much you can't do there. You can do there.
All right, so we got to change over. We got some comments here. Tara Boswick.
Are we on? What are we getting paid for the horse part?
Not another question about us commentating equestrian events, which is probably best, but providing some wonderful Aiken history and some insight here for us into the question previously about the paint job with John's racket.
Oh, wow.
Saying Nordy Knox on it being blue and yellow. Tara saying that Nordy Knox's polo team colors were always blue and yellow. Buffalo Sabres also blue
Yeah.
and yellow. Not sure if that is helpful. Well, we can tell you that that is
Incredibly
helpful.
helpful. Yeah.
And we appreciate it.
Service
There's that
advantage.
bad bounce there. Chase 5. Continue, George.
And then
quick.
John saying that Lumley
Knock
keeps
gallery.
messing with his watch. What's the theory on that? Maybe he's waiting for Morgan to improve his commentating. Who knows? What a beauty!
Bad news. Him checking the time is not going to change that at all.
East.
Or maybe he's timing the Coors lattes being grabbed.
Maybe he's getting a notification that Mr. Kroll has made another commentary about my Coors latte consumption, which
He has been correct. Wow.
that's just
Wonderful.
very good by Miss Lumley. Miss Lumley.
Service advantage.
Big game here, long game. That's really smart by Nikki.
Came around the outside of that
Yep.
beautifully, kind of
Good control. I think
shaped it in there.
That's kind of the pace I typically expect from Nikki on that backhand, right? He's not trying to do too much with it. But then again, what we've seen earlier today, it has been there's times where he's flatting, there's times where he's kind of going inside out, but
We've
that's
seen some rolls.
a
We've
lot
seen
more of that
variety.
control. Yeah, it's really nice to see.
If you're a lawn tennis, person, that might be the rally ball, if that's what you're referring to.
Never. Don't know if I was expecting a rally ball comment, but I couldn't agree more. That was a beautiful rally.
Just
ball
trying to
right
help
there.
get you across the line, Morgan.
Yeah, the Lord knows.
I don't have the telestrator to
Well,
write in cursive rally ball.
yeah.
But big game. There's a graphic.
It remains. It remains. Last gallery here. Last gallery chase. Obviously,
Advantage,
opportunity
receiver,
for John.
Last gallery.
Reasonable chase here.
There's that
Yeah, John tries to sneak it into last gallery for a chase off. Ball up just a little high. Nikki, full advantage.
Deuce.
Back into the grill. Deuce here in a big game declared by both myself and George.
There it is.
That's really nice. The giraffe leading
Giraffe got
Lumley
out
to
of
go
its
over the
cage.
penthouse. Oh, God. The National
Thanks,
Geographic
George.
serve
Yeah.
there.
I'm just going to keep making giraffe comments until
I
we
don't know
see
if we're
one
going to
pop
rebrand
up
it
on the screen.
Yeah. I'm sure some of our British fans would hate the giraffe to be rebranded as the National Geographic serve, but we'll lobby the IRTPA maybe.
Never know. Never know until you ask.
Listen, we'll be hosting the IRTPA here in October, so maybe that's the trade-off. We'll refuse to host it unless we can rebrand the giraffe into the
Seems
National
like a tough
Geographic
place to
serve.
draw a line in the sand, but let's see what happens here. Big point.
Oh, that's just inch perfect there into the bottom corner of the timbre. 4-1 lead by Nikki Howell. Again, the Jasani exhibition just gets
Server, 4 games to 1.
further and further away from all the spectators' view. Ryan, Lord knows people might revolt with the busy screen, but I would argue 4-1 here, even with Nikki up. Big game. George, this might be the Mo game. Can we call this a Mo switch if he stays here? Or keep the Mo going? Is that an opportunity for? Definitely not, based off of Ryan's face.
That's a good ball.
Clean up.
I like that from John. Showing cut volley, holding that turn, then he pulls it.
Yep.
It's that boast. Very effective shot in New York, too, for those who've played there. Really dies in that
Yeah,
corner.
George, are you a member there?
Plenty of people played in New York.
No.
Yeah,
Chase
well
1 and
marked.
2. Clean up.
Good shot from John.
And the last one.
Yeah, that's a great get by Nikki. Well done, Mike. Yeah, John Kroll, again, personally one of my favorites, recent Knox participant, George, talking about the Clerge Brandon racket, which he believes was the first world champion, and that one was also blue and yellow. So shout out Team Clerge. I mean, I know that was something that I remember John having branded, but never really understood the story behind it. So it's always nice to get a history lesson
Yeah, I'm sure.
from an American. I mean, Lord knows if there's anything that we're not less good at is history.
1 and 2.
But John, as always, thank you for your service to everything you do for both the court tennis and rackets community.
Top tape.
30 love.
Good shout out.
Where is he?
Where's Petey?
Where is
Where's
Petey Dick?
Yeah, nobody likes a high neck cord. Oh, my.
Yeah, that's very nice. That's a great,
I mean,
great. I mean, that's a really good ball.
there
A
might be
ball
a
that
little
I thought would have gone
commentary. Hang
back
on,
towards.
Morgan. There might be a little chatter there on that serve call. That seemed a little short and a little edgy.
Oh, I
Looked
get
like
it.
a little chatter from Nick. Man,
No better way to quiet the chatter than just a absolute
Absolute
pounder of a force
missile.
there.
Yeah.
Nicky, he's got to do what has to work for him.
Might have thought that
Isn't
was
it?
going in. I mean, it looked like, caught maybe sleeping there thinking it was going in.
Yeah.
The server.
I don't see that one much.
The Lumley crowd
2 games to
trying to
4.
make themselves 2-4 again. Seems like again, Ben. After talking with him, he is doing God's work back there. But we apologize. 2-4.
Okay.
Oh, that's very, very good tennis by both. Great retrievals by Lumley. Nicky asking a lot of questions and John finding answers.
Speechless, Morgan.
Okay, Worse than 5.
Well,
Let's
I
go.
certainly don't have the answers for that.
Can't say I do either. It's a good hold. My brother in the comments there saying, hold the shoulder turn. That's a good hold. Right on cue. Under the alias of his fund. For whatever reason. But here we have a changeover. Again, if you're tuned in, there's 125 of you. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
And thank you for supporting the event. And,
Yeah, again,
sticking through our back and forth here.
Yeah, again, the tremendous amount of credit that goes to Ryan Carey for all of the work that he does. Again, these Eliminators, I think the pros certainly love the support. We're going to probably be on this
Worse than 5.
camera for just a little bit. Ryan is informing George and I that we're going to work on the scoreboard for a bit. So we'll try our best to keep you informed of the score.
Is, yeah.
And let Drew talk a little bit as well.
Oh.
Probably the only person qualified to actually be near a microphone.
Fair. Firm but fair.
Great tennis. See if we can score 15 love. Chase worse than 2.
Love server. Worse than 2.
That's really good tennis.
John going
Stroke, yeah,
behind Nick
and the
there.
chase was there. It was better than 2 on the chase.
15 all.
It's really well done for Mr. Lumley.
Oh. Chase 2.
Oh,
that's
nice,
well done.
Nice shot there. Well cut.
Chase 2, 15 all.
Mm.
30-15.
Great to hear from.
Yeah, we'll wait till the change
Fair
over,
enough.
but
Fair enough.
big set, massive set here. Big game and a big set.
Oh. Two, 1 and 2.
Good point.
Really good tennis. 2 chases, no better time during a changeover, George. Talk about one of my favorite professionals, and I know certainly one of yours as well, who's in the chat, Barney Tanfield. An absolute legend, multiple time winner of the U.S. Pro of the Year. If he isn't, he deserves
If he
it.
isn't, he should be.
Yeah, he's my. I could argue maybe my every year winner of
He
the Pro of
definitely
the Year.
runs probably the most dangerous pro shop in the U.S. Walk into there, you're going to leave with credit card debt and maybe 1 kidney.
Yeah.
But he does a heck of a job, and
Server leads
huge
30-15.
supporter of the
Chase
game.
2.
Consummate professional.
Yeah, one of our favorites, and wish we had the opportunity to have him join the commentary booth, but truthfully, we can't afford him.
40-15.
Good serve from John, keeping it
Chase
short.
1 and 2. Lost the chase and the game.
All right.
Now
Now,
Lumley clawing back.
Ryan,
He gets this one. If he gets
Ryan,
this one,
no,
the
no,
Mo
no.
switch comes
no,
out.
I think it's right now. It's a big game before the Mo switch.
Okay, all right.
He gets
I
a
just
Mo
was
switch.
hoping you weren't going to throw a Mo switch out.
No,
there.
I would never. Yeah, that's really well done. You can hear Mr. Whitehouse getting a little chirpy in the good way, in the best way, right by the microphone.
Gotta support his colleague.
Strike.
That's a
Yeah,
nice
good
heavy
length,
ball
good
from
weight there.
15 all.
That's another one.
Another one,
Look like you got a piece of that one.
like a
Worse than 2. 15 all.
Maybe
carnival,
not.
like a carnival barker calling out good weights there. Oh, really well done from Mickey.
pretty clinical.
30-15.
Another good cut volley into the corner. Forces kind of a weak reply from Lumley.
No doubt. And, talking about supporters and folks tuning in, shout out to those in Aiken that aren't able to attend. We've been informed that the match will be streamed Thursday evening, or not streamed, televised. If I will, at Locals.
Yeah, Local Junk. One of Aiken's newest bars, owned by one of our finest and newest members, Chad Meldrum. Wife Cotty Meldrum will be playing in the Women's World Championship qualifiers here in the coming couple of days.
Cotty, a terrific tennis player.
Cotty, massive shout out to Cotty, who absolutely put it on myself and Jeff Ellis in the club handicap doubles championship yesterday morning. As a grade 3 player, I haven't actually been on court in the better part of 2 months since the knocks, and it showed. Shout out to Cotty and Claire Vogel, her partner, in winning that match.
And winning me a little money,
No,
it was great.
Nothing.
Way to go, ladies. Well played. Anyway, back to this match, 40-15, worse than 2 Chase.
Big game.
Some might say the biggest.
Lost the chase.
of the game. 5-3. George Handy.
Okay.
No mo switch.
No mo
Games to
switch.
server, 5-3.
Ryan, can we keep it up there, though? Again, mild home cooking. Let's keep it up there. Big game for Dr. Howell.
Okay, it's better than 3.
Nice cut volley there from John.
Better than 3. No strokes. Stroke. 15 up. Better than 3, better than 2. Love server leads, better than 3. Better than 3. Lost the chase. 30 love, better than 2. Love.
There you go.
Yeah, it's good weight by Mr. Lumley there to get to 4-5.
4 games to 5. Chase, 1 and 2. 1 and 2, 15 love. And has a second gallery. 15 love. Server leads, 15 love. 15 love, server, chase, 1 and 2. Thirty love. 30 love, hazard, second gallery.
Golf shot. Dig roller adjacent
Yeah, well, Lord
for the dog.
knows.
The dog might
Yeah.
be tuned in. He likes the dig
40
roller.
love.
Boy, was that good.
40 love, server.
Game.
There it is.
3 sets all.
Yeah. Okay.
3 all.
Hey, getting some texts here on the side from some folks tuned in. Shout out to 8-time, and correct me if I'm wrong, 8-time Tuxedo Golf Club champion and new court tennis enthusiast Dan Rifkin tuning in.
Oh, wow, Dan.
So
what a,
good to
what a
have
pleasure
Dan
to have
watching
you
the
here.
match.
Is Nikki, the replay, you see him pointing to the crowd, thankful for everybody that's here. But Justin Rose in the Ryder Cup, pointing to every member, reminiscent of the Ryder Cup in Italy.
He's fired up,
Yeah.
and he should be.
Well, he should be. Evens it up. Players taking a little break, and we'll do the same. We'll sign off here.
I like that.
For a little bit as everybody gets a little bathroom break. We'll be back with you shortly. I hope you all guys are enjoying. Can't believe that.
Ladies and gentlemen, the match stands at 3 sets all. Level. Okay, it's worse than the second gallery. Whoa. Time. Love. Whoop. Second. Server, worse than second gallery. All, chase 3. Won the chase.
What an incredible, great start here from both players. Here, 7 set.
Stroke.
Stroke. Nikki fighting back off 2 chases. 40-15 lead here now in the first game. Certainly motivated at the moment. John, a little sense of frustration here.
Game receiver, first game.
Good disguise there again from Mr. Howell here early.
Chase a yard.
Really with some great variety. Keeping John, making John a little flummoxed here early. And Ryan just told us that's a camera there.
30 love. Fifteen, 30. That's you. Beyond both cases.
Again, as we're kind of coming back from the big break after the first two sets, again, as we've informed you guys here, it's hot and humid in Aiken. Court is, with all the spectators here, definitely a little hotter than we normally would anticipate. But a couple of people to shout out. I'll do it here by myself. Some of our youngest hitters here at the Aiken Tennis Club. JoJo McElhaney, Jordan, new lover of the game. Glad that he's watching at home while his dad is out here supporting Nikki in person.
30 all, chase a yard. Court.
Just missed. We got one
40, 30
chase a
server,
yard again, I
chase
believe,
a
here.
Yard.
Opportunity for Nikki to defend a tight chase. And if he's able to do so, a 2-love lead. Nikki continues to use the crowd to his advantage here.
Game to server, 2 games to love. Love.
That sound that'll come as no surprise to you all was George Handy coming back into the announcer's booth like a bat out of hell. As he drops his headphones as he gets back in front of us here.
Just excited. Maybe a bit unlucky there.
Oh,
15 love.
that was a bounce.
Sorry. 15 love, 1 chase, house and feather 2.
Lumley trying to make quick work back here in the third game. 30-love lead. He's looking for the most switch, but I don't know if we're ready to advertise that on the chat.
Ooh, little reverse. All right, Morgan. Well, we've got a ball game on our hands.
We do.
You know, 3 sets apiece. Nikki with a 2-love lead, but Lumley up 30-love in this game, and
you know, George, it speaks to our good old friend Uncle Mo. Showed his head
not
here.
to be confused with Uncle Liam.
No,
Uncle
of course. Oh God, the true hitters will know Uncle LC and Uncle Tony also in the chat. I mean,
yeah, one of Quag's finest.
yeah, a face for radio if I've ever heard one, and Uncle Tony. But Yeah, it goes back to that the 4 set 2 nights ago, right? Nikki down 3 sets to love, finding it way back there. And my God, if he hasn't taken advantage of it. I mean, with a great play tonight. Genuinely, some of the best tennis I've seen from him. And
I'd argue this is the best I've seen him play.
well, but yeah, just finding his targets, great control, good and great variety on the backhand.
There's your variety. Right on cue, Morgan. Looks like you've been shaking that magic 8 ball over there next to you, telling you what's going to happen next.
Nikki fighting back. I mean, Ryan, put it up. I mean, if you can do it quickly, put the Mo switch down. I mean, and ladies and gentlemen, that is what you call the announcer's curse. 40 all. I did call for it.
Self-induced.
Yeah, sorry, Nikki. That's probably the least offensive thing. Oh,
that's got to hit
a
something.
different
Yep.
type of Mo switch.
Serves advantage. And the game.
You know, speaking of announcers curse, on the announcer side, I know Kevin Aiken's own Kevin Kisner was in attendance Sunday evening. I know he shared some motivational wisdom with Nikki. So who knows if that's been part of the big Mo switch here.
Yeah, let's be very clear. One of golf's prime announcing teams provided you and I with no feedback whatsoever. So that's why we're probably still doing the same marginal job that we have. That's expected by some of our British fans that are expecting Sky Sports and are getting the Ryan Carey Productions on ESPN the Ocho.
We have
And better than
as we're switching ends here, we have some questions. Charlie, Chaz, Chainsaw Michael asking, seems like Nikki's improved game has coincided with a more lively performance from the commentators today. Any synergies? Well, I'm not one to be able to identify many synergies. What I can...
As a salesperson, you should be the king of synergies. Let's be very clear.
Well, we're not talking about software here. We're talking about tennis.
Yeah, but really, before we get back to Charlie Chainsaw Michael, who, again, one of our most fervent fans, Susie Faulkner, just a legend in her own right, asking about the Mo switch. Momentum switch is what we're saying. So, when we see a 40 love game, whatever it might be,
no strokes, has second and better than
we're just talking about the momentum changing, Susie, which, again, it's, as we've discussed, it's a game of inches here. Yeah, as this is where Ryan, Ryan is a genius in many ways, but it's not a game of inches. In some cases, it's a game of meters, and Nikki is centimeter, millimeter perfect, it seems, today compared to what he was 2 nights ago.
On the chase. 15 all. 30-15.
Good weight there by John.
Better than second gallery. 30-15. Better than second.
As we change ends here on the chase, we had and I'll wait as my fellow commentator hops back in here in the booth, but during the changeover, during the set break, George, we got a good number of questions from the fans asking about the draft serve that he's been hitting. And as we discussed, we saw him in the warm-up using that and trying to drill it in with Leon to the best of his ability. And Leon was coaching him to make sure that you miss it high. And some of our local fans here were asking if they thought it was something of a delay tactic. And I said, no, it's actually, I think, when it's effective, it's incredibly effective to force a shorter reply from John.
Yeah, 60% of the time it works every time.
Yeah, but part of it is when you're making sure that he's missing high. So, yeah, it might seem like he's delaying, but I think it's really more like you do not want to miss that short compared to missing it long there. Good playing by Lumley as the year gets game back. It's game back, 2-all here
Game to the server.
in the 7th set.
Worse than second gallery.
Should we give the fans an update on that?
Worse than second.
all 2 chases. We've been informed by our producer, Ryan Carey, that maybe we were a little behind here, but as we've discussed all day, we can't thank you all enough for your patience and your understanding.
Worse than second gallery. 15, Chase better than 2. Toss to Chase worse than 2. 30 all.
Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yep.
40-30.
Yeah, we're back here. As a big game. No, yeah, so Ryan has just asked us to throw out a semi-apology.
By 3 games to 2.
Lots of moving parts. Again, for those who haven't seen the full Ryan Carey production, it is honestly amazing what he does. He does
Good
not.
cut volley
We
there.
talk about it too much. We don't give him enough credit.
Agreed. Very appreciative of Ryan's efforts. That's an absolute beauty.
Phenomenal.
15 love. Thirty love.
Yeah, Andrew Lyons is asking for quiet in the last gallery. Excuse me in the date on.
30 love server. Love. Stop waving. Oh, it's like a napkin. Yeah. 40 love receiver, chase 2. Oh. 40.
John, the opportunity to defend a tight chase. Level, it's at 3 games all here with after its 40-15 lead in chase 1 and 2. Where we stand here 3 sets all in the final eliminator for the right to challenge for the World Championship in Newport. Ryan, when's the date?
70s, 15, 40.
I should know that better. September in Newport.
Okay, 1 and 2.
Hopefully somebody in the comments will give us the specifics.
That's the chase game to the server.
So we get the 3 all.
3 games all in set 7. 3 all. Love. More than a yard worth. More than a yard worth. 15 love.
We've just been informed September 23rd, 25th, 27th at the National Tennis Center Hall of Fame. Excuse me.
More than a yard worth.
2 chases.
More than a yard worth. West the second. 15 of them. More than a yard worth to the last gallery. Yeah. 30-15, worse than second gallery. 30 all. 3 sets all, 3 all, 30 all. Oh.
Ryan, it's just me in the booth right now, but that doesn't mean without George here that we can't throw on the big game, big point. Huge point here. That's really well done for Lumley off of that giraffe serve that we've been watching a lot this evening. The get that cut volley over down to chase a yard.
Receiver leads 40-30. Chase a yard.
Wow, Nikki on chase better than one. Wins the big point in the big game to take a 4-3 lead here in the 7th set. George, you've been running around here, but welcome back into the booth.
Little crowd control, spilled cocktail or two, and we're back.
First gallery.
Ryan,
That might be the closest we'll get to a buzzer tower.
yeah, with no railroads tonight. Mr. Drew Lyons, watch out. There it is. We're going to delay it because of all. There it is. Yep.
15 love server.
Obviously, I don't know if our European and Australian friends are big Top Gun fans, but that's the reference there for the buzz of the tower. 4-3.
Strike. 30 love receiver.
Yeah, Nikki trying to cheat there a little bit.
15-30.
Good heat.
Great heat. Second chase, giving us the opportunity to switch sides here, get Nikki back on the server side. There was the buzz the tower. Again, we've been sparse in our use of the buzz the tower logo tonight. Preferably, partially out of a
Server leads 15-30. First
spectator
gallery.
or streaming control, but also at the same time with a lack of railroads. As Nikki goes back to it there.
There you go. It paid off.
It's a good use on first gallery. Of course, an appropriate chase to use it for.
40-15.
Not allowing John the opportunity to tee off like a
40-15,
giraffe might
chase
do. 40-15. 6 yards here for Nick and the opportunity to go up 5-3. The 7th set and take a lead.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Nikki rightfully caught off guard there with the ball sneaking off the bando.
30-40.
Hard to do here with very small bandos.
Yeah. Oh, by inches there on the giraffe.
Chase 1 and 2.
Good weight there by John.
30-40.
Nikki might board up their ball and try to at least just, again, with John's great great shot, but might love to have probably enjoyed to get a racket on that there to prevent the chase 1 and 2.
All right. Still a game point for Nick to go up 5-3, and John defending a 1 and 2 chase. So one would think you'd likely see a short serve or the high serve. So either short underarm twist or.
Sorry, ladies,
Giraffe.
we're ready to go when you are.
But
Thank you.
watch me be wrong.
30-40 receiver, chase 1 and 2.
Wow.
And he beats it with a cut volley.
Wow. I mean, Ryan, you're just a natural with the big point.
It's a good serve from John
I
there.
think not
really
that she needs us to
dove.
explain, but for Susie Faulkner asking about what the big mo is there, the mo switch, that was it right there. Chase 1 and 2, forcing John with a racket error. The definition of a mo switch is John
Another
finds
nice
it
ball
quick.
from
Yeah,
John to cut down.
great length there.
John Kroll explaining to us how he has supersonic hearing when it comes to Coors Lights.
40 love.
Takes one to know one, John.
Yeah,
You know,
John,
one,
yeah,
one,
listen.
one might question what you do on your Friday nights,
Yeah.
But we would never do that.
No, especially with such a ardent supporter and one of our faves in John Kroll.
15-40.
Yeah, we'll take it. We'll take it. Top tape. Top tape. Shout out Lil Dicky.
Yeah. PDD.
Did you never know I call him that?
No, I didn't know you call him that. It's hysterical, like a rapper.
Yeah, exactly.
God, that's funny.
Yeah. Even before he'd stepped into New York,
If Barney's still listening, he's laughing.
Yeah, I was like, oh, Pete.
Little Dickie's got Philly ties too.
I know he does. Now, Pete.
Yeah.
Pete was working in Philadelphia, and I was like, Pete, you're like the little brother I never wanted, and I started calling him Little Dicky. Right as the show would come out.
Too funny. All right, 40-15, back to the tennis.
Yeah,
versus the door.
that's the perfect time to transition back to the tennis.
Out of court.
Wow. Railroad worked, George. A little bit too length on the reply from John. 30-40.
40.
No chases. 5-3.
Chase 1 and 2.
That's a beauty from John. It's that fat boast that we've seen, I think, more of tonight than we did on Sunday evening.
Yeah, they both seem to be, while still trying to play to their strengths, definitely trying to find each other's backhand a little bit more maybe than they had earlier
I
on
don't know.
Sunday.
I feel like John has surgically been going to Nikki's backhand
Well,
since we started this rodeo back on Sunday night.
Maybe we'll say this another way.
30-40.
Nikki at least doing a better job of finding John's backhand.
That's fair.
Game to server.
All right.
Yeah.
4-5.
4-5. Ryan, as you hear Mr. Whitehouse there and chase the door, let's go ahead and throw it up there.
Games, to 5.
Massive game. Big game. Just let the fans at home recognize that we really believe it's a massive game. Lot to like there. I mean, Nikki taking 2 balls early out of the air, tries to do it with the third, unsuccessful. Great defense by John.
All right, a couple top of the tape shots here, and Lumley finds himself a 30-love lead in this 4-5 game.
All right. That's a no switch opportunity, but something tells me if I can see anything with Ryan by his keyboard, he's hopefully putting massive game in if we get to the 5-ball. Nikki says Lee Corso soon to be, rest in power, but not so fast, my friends. Wow. Okay, crowd, maybe.
That one could
Could have done
sting
anything there.
mentally. Yeah, we'll see.
Crowd,
More than a yard left.
All right, I think John would take that.
Certainly will take the chase.
Yeah.
When he, Nikki off of the penthouse has the opportunity to wrong foot him a little bit, which he did, but just misses his target. Mr. Lyons inspecting the court.
Certainly not inspecting the crowd.
Certainly not. It's been an absolute pleasure to have Drew here as well. He's out giving a lesson to one of our associate members, Claire Vogel, earlier this morning. Big game, big point.
And the game.
All right,
5-all.
here comes the graphic.
5 games all.
We take it back. Ryan looked at
Maybe
us
not.
as if we were had unicorn horns coming out of our head. So it remains a big game.
Unicorns
5-all.
only have one horn, Morgan. Unicorn horn.
Or no.
5-all.
Chase the line.
Well ducked.
Well, oh,
There it is. Oh, man.
it'll never not be funny when you never expect it.
That was a big shot.
In a big game. 15 love. Hazard, or excuse me, Chase
15 love.
pending. Yeah, as I read it off the screen, but yeah, Chase the line pending. 15 love. Ooh.
That was a close one.
Line.
It's a good shot there from John, and finds his way on the serving side here. And,
Not a bad place to be at a 5-all game and a 15 love.
some
down.
might say.
Yeah. That's the type of hard-hitting analysis that we're getting paid nothing for. Finding your way to the service side. down 15-love in a 5-all game.
Yeah, good time to read out some stats here that Ben Geetenbaker was able
Ben,
to find us.
thank you for being here.
Nikki and John, their head-to-head is 13-3 in favor of Lumley. Nick's victories were in the Australian Open and 2015 USCTA National League. Otherwise, John has won 9 of the last
15
encounters.
Chase the line.
Ben,
Most recently, U.S. National Open in Sand Valley.
Ben, thank you. Well, I know you're in Vancouver, so I would say
Our stats guy's out sick, so we appreciate you answering the call. It's good heat there
good
from
heat
Nicholas.
30 done. Last gallery.
looked reasonably disguised to me, George, but just a man with 2 eyes and no brain.
And a set of glasses.
I lost the chase.
Lost
Second
it.
gallery.
Oh, right.
Caught a piece of the post, I think.
$15.30. Five all. Again, we apologize as
Out of court.
30 off.
hear it from Nikki quickly. 30 all.
30 all.
There we are. 30 all, 5 all.
Second gallery.
Yeah, smart
Well
shot.
done.
Again, making that
Doctor-
look easy.
Yeah, Dr.
30 all, 5 all.
Dr. Vaughn Massey
That's not so
over
easy.
there in the last gallery, trying to get the crowd amped up.
Second
What
gallery.
a shot.
Wow.
That was well disguised. Hasn't hit it in a while.
Second gallery in the yard. 30 all.
Chase a yard, so. Wow. Really, really big game here for both players.
All, second gallery.
Wow. All right, set point here for Nikki.
Point,
on a
Chase 1 yard.
Chase.
40-30, chase a yard.
And finds the giraffe to win the set. 3 sets to love for Nikki on the night. Up 4-3.
Oh, we have a Rakesh Jasani appearance.
Wow. Amazing tennis. Amazing tennis. Well, all right.
Server leads by, sorry. Can we take your seats, please? Thank you. Server leads by 4-3. Level. Chase, Western second gallery. Stop. And the second gallery.
Rocket here on the mic. These two have left the building. There we go. Mickey keeping his great play up.
Second gallery. Oh.
Good serve there. Big set here. Keep the momentum rolling. Get to a 5-3 lead.
$30-15.
Great shot there. 30 all. Big game.
Half a yard west and 6.
Shot there. Good boast.
30 all.
How are you?
And the door.
That's a great shot from Nick. Good to be back here. George Handy with Aiken's finest, certainly finest amateur player in Rakesh Jasani. So
Good to be back here.
Keish, it's like we're in the golf cart again over the weekend, man. It's good. It's been too long.
We spent quite a bit of time this past weekend, so good to be here in the booth.
You were over in Augusta preaching the gospel on court, you know, trying to help one tennis player at a time. So nice of you to come over here and volunteer your time as well.
Absolutely.
And we've got an absolute dogfight on our hands. I mean, this is something else.
Incredible. You're right. The
what a
hometown
difference 48 hours makes.
hometown pro came with his game tonight. Unfortunately, I've been on court. I just got in here a little bit ago, but crowd looks lively, and he looks good. Putting on the show here for the hometown crowd.
And Keish, you know better than anybody. I mean, what Nick's capable of. You've hit with him a lot, and
half a yard west from 6.
Absolutely. Obviously, John's one of the great players in the game, but let's watch this.
that's a golf shot.
Hitting with Nicky over the last 2-3 weeks. His good to me is, I don't know how it gets any better, but he's showing it tonight.
It sounded like a broken string. John Kroll's got supersonic hearing when it comes to Coors Lights being cracked. I've got decent hearing when it comes to strings being broken, and that sounded like a broken string. John's made some comments. You're new to the commentary tonight, being able to pick up when.
Oh, it's
Kroll's
just good
been,
to see that everybody's back home watching.
That's right.
Some great tennis. Big match. Camden probably wants these boys to go to the distance. Good exchange, backhand to backhand.
Couple hard hit balls.
Nicky's feeling it, kind of. He's got to ride this wave. I think 5-3 compared to 4-all is just a big swing. To take 4 on a night after a night you lost 3-1, 2 nights ago.
I had to fight to get that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mo switch.
Yeah.
Look at that graphic we have just for you, Keish. I mean, it might be trademark infringement. Don't sue us.
I'm a big Mo guy. It's a thing. It's real. I think anyone that's played this or any sport at a high level understands momentum.
That's good.
And if this isn't riding it, I don't know what is. Good pickup. That's a good point. That's a good shot. It's amazing, watching these guys, how the game just gets slowed down, There's no extra movement. At the highest level, it just, I think the game slows down quite a bit.
Thirty 15. 30-15 serve.
I don't think fitness is a question with either two guys, but it is warm here tonight.
It is. The humidity is a real thing.
It's real.
And speaking of being warm in here, we have Jason McElhaney, affectionately known as Cut.
Doesn't get much warmer than that, does it?
That's right. Making an appearance in the commentary booth, and boy, oh boy, how lucky are we?
I think I don't know if you guys want that on the mic, but that's a very distinct voice that I don't know many can mimic.
I think he might need to make a mic
Make a quick appearance just so the world can hear it.
Yeah, I think so. We'll wait till we have a change over here, and let's have Cut say hello to everyone. I think that'll get some folks fired
I
up.
think that might fire Chisholm up a little bit.
Certainly. That's a well-held little cut for us.
Yeah, held it, looking for backhand chip, but.
That's a beauty on the kind of fat bust. Well, before I pass the mic here to Mr. McElhaney, Ben Geetenbig with a good stat here. Only twice in the last 30 years has a player swept day 2, having lost or tied day 1. Fahey versus Revere, Queens in 2018, and Davies versus Gooding, Melbourne, 96.
Wow, that's some stats for you.
And my brother being very wrong in the comments, asking about Nicky's golf swing hitting flighted trap hooks. He couldn't be further from that. Nicky plays about a 1 or 2 yard cut, and it is very good. And with that, I will pass the mic over here to Jason McElhaney.
All right, here we go. Last gallery, 30 all. Oh, what a shot there to beat that last gallery.
40-30.
All right, game point 1 and 2. If you can win this.
Lost the chase, worse than 2.
Just lost that. Here we go. Deuce game, 1-0. Nicky, fourth set. go. Advantage, Nikki. Not to sound too biased on the mic here. That's good exchange, good finish. Last gallery chase. All right, here we go, Jason. Give the world some cut action.
Well, I mean, it's been a heck of a night. It's been a turnaround that nobody expected. 3-0 Nikki.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, unbelievable tennis, huh?
Great tennis from both of them.
I think the obviously, playing in Aiken is obviously gives, Nikki the juice. I mean, you get down 3-1, it's tough to, get motivated. But I think he felt he could have been down to, it should have been 2-2 after day one. So it came out here with some energy, and, he's kept it going. It's been unbelievable tennis. So here we go. Advantage to get up 2-0, fourth set tonight.
Aiken crowd has been strong.
Very strong. Fighting this heat. Must be staying refreshed with some beverages out there. First serve percentage.
What's the thoughts on the serve?
I don't know. I've heard first serve percentage must be at 30% or less.
I was talking to somebody earlier tonight. They were wondering if it wasn't a strategy
To buy time? What are we talking?
to buy a little time.
There
Makes
might be
sense.
something to that. It's good defense there by Mr. Lumley. Every game's crucial, so it's not like, we're going to sit here and say big game. I mean, obviously, every point, every game is crucial at this point. 4-3, Nikki in sets. But, yeah, I don't know if we'll get the right answer on why he's missing so many first serves, but we'll get it one day. Good pickup. So good. Good tennis from both players.
Incredible digs.
3 deuce.
Reminds me of Barney.
I know, it's, we sit here and try and critique guys like this, but it's like, it's such good tennis. It's like, oh, wow. Great tennis. You got to think the home court is obviously a big part of what's happening tonight, but, I've seen it, and, I think Nikki also knows. He's never lacked confidence, but when he's playing his game, he's tough to beat. He's, he got out there with us last week. And
I do pride on myself.
to that this evening. Not that we let it happen.
Obviously,
No,
one
we
of the
want
most
to
embarrassing
boost
things
his
that had
confidence,
happened.
but maybe that's what he needed.
Wants to chase. Serves advantage. Hazard. Better than half a yard.
Are we a little behind? Are we behind? Are we behind?
Deuce.
All right, here we go. Back to deuce. Gosh. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Good shot.
Quality bows.
Serves advantage.
That's a great shot. Good boast there. I apologize if you were in the chat commenting because we don't have any access to the chat currently.
Might be a good thing.
It could be very well be a good thing, but I'm sure Peanut Gallery's got a lot to say, so maybe we'll get that looked at here in a minute. But we're just going to enjoy the tennis for a few minutes. The crowd is still rocking and rolling on a 90-degree day here this evening in Aiken, South Carolina.
The chase. Juice.
Long game here at 1-0. Huh? I mean, these guys are fit, but they got to be feeling it a little bit, you would think.
It's a pivotal game.
Yeah, especially, there we go. Mr. Cole has put it up there for us. I mean, at this point, when you battle deuce, had, you lose it. So, yeah, definitely a little deflation. Especially for Lumley. I mean, he's just trying to get something going.
Yeah, and I don't really feel that John's done much wrong tonight.
No, he's too good to do much wrong. But, yeah, sometimes, these guys are so good when they're – I think Nicky's just been on his game. Sometimes you just got to tip your cap, right? It's not like you're playing bad.
Nope.
And, I mean, Lumley, obviously – can feel like, hey, if he can salvage this set and get to 4-all.
Yeah, then we're looking at a good Thursday.
And a heck of a Thursday night, right? 5 sets, potentially.
We're staring down a no Thursday to start the night out with.
Yeah, I think people were worried about what contingency plan was in place, who's playing the exhibition. And hopefully it wasn't going to be cut and rocket. But I don't think we got to worry about that now. We're going to have some big boy tennis here Thursday night.
Service advantage.
We could stream a little Georgian Perv for a little bit.
I think the ratings might go slightly down. What do you think?
Ooh. And game to the server.
All right, long game, won by Lumley. Obviously, he needed that one. Nicky trying to ride that momentum. And, I mean, this is a big set. 5-3 to 4-all is such a, I'm not trying to state the obvious here, but it's very crucial what happens here. All right.
Yeah, I feel like Nick needs to stay off the serve or receiving side as long as he can.
Yeah, I think the majority of points Ryan probably can tell us, but I think he's definitely played one majority of the points. That's a great shot there. As amateurs, we you watch their strokes. It's such limited movement on volleys and backswing on and I think we get excited sometimes. We're like, oh, we should attack that ball. But it's great to see these guys and hopefully learn from. It's no backswing. It's very compact, no matter what the ball is. But,
I enjoy watching them being able to dial it back on an easy shot.
The first serve percentage might be down to about 23.
I think Nicky probably should hit the railroad more often.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
15 love. Chase half a yard.
Chase half a yard. You got to look Lumley. I'm going for a day-down shot here. See if Nick can keep something tight. Made him hit one. Made him hit another one. Oh!
Good play, John.
Yeah, made him hit it. Made him earn it.
15-0.
You feel like Nikki's shooting for the one that rides the top of the wall?
Yeah, I think he's just comfortable. Like, hey, I'm trying to hit it so tight to where who cares if I miss? I'm gonna
Just
bobble.
don't want to miss it short.
Absolutely, miss that short, you're defensive immediately. Attack.
That's very good.
30-15.
All right, you don't want to give up any of this momentum you've built over the last 3 sets. That's a big loss on the chase half, so he's got to regroup. I think he's probably it's hard to not think about that.
Better than second gallery. 30-15.
Good leave by Nikki.
Yeah, that's a tough volley. Ooh, almost there. You want a second serve. A little different second serve there. That's a good shot. The reads, that's another thing these guys, they read the missed tambour or tambour so well. It's incredible. They're in position every time. It's like, never caught off guard.
Hardest thing to learn about this game.
Right, is the read. Positioning, never out of position.
And even when it misses, they still tend to get it back.
They're right there. That's a great move. Great shot there. Held it. All right, here we go. 40-30. Better than second chase. Both guys want this one bad. Tale of 2 nights, though. Lumley goes off to a 3-1 lead. Nikki tonight up 3-0 currently. Trying to get the sweep. Amazing this game, though. At the highest level. Momentum's a thing. You get rolling. Crowd's into it. Nikki's definitely feeding off of that.
Feeding off the crowd for sure.
If we're in Philly down 3-1, who knows where we're at right now. But Aiken down 3-1, it's still a match. Wow. That's a great shot.
Very nice.
Yes.
I noticed that they don't like to leave balls in the gallery.
They don't. Wow. Great tennis. Lumley, I was talking to Lumley this past week, and
Service advantage.
he mentioned some of his OCD. He does not like balls that are hitting to the date on.
To hang out with.
That his opponent hit. He gets those out immediately.
Well, I was sitting in last gallery, and every time he walked over,
He'll pull it out.
move him out.
If a ball goes into the grill, he's pulling it out. If the ball goes into winning, he's pulling it out. And I'm okay with that. I've always been one to, if I lose with that ball, I'm not using it. If I win with it, I'd like it back. But we all have our...
It's good theory.
Yeah. Have our little things here. All right, here we go.
Good force by Nikki.
Obviously these guys have filled each other out. They've played 7 sets. Do you think at this point that there's anything they can show their opponent that they haven't done, or it's just like, You know, it's just who plays better tennis at this point.
I don't know if they're holding back. Now would be the time to show it.
Right. You know, I don't know at this point. I think these guys know each other so well.
Maybe Nikki could pull out a different serve.
Yeah. These guys know each other for years. They play, you know, all these high-level tournaments. So, I don't know. Maybe they got something up their sleeve. But
well, it was kind of funny when we were at lunch with Nikki, and he was saying that the practice was closed.
Yeah. Oh, wow. They won it. All right. Big game there. 2-1, Mr. Howell. Every game, like we said, is massive at this point.
But when you said that, I was thinking these guys play each other all the time.
But, yeah. They don't, I don't know. I guess they don't want to give any tendencies away.
Try to hide what they're working on.
You know, and, you know, this court's probably still a little newer to Lumley, and I don't know how many times he's been down Aiken, but he's still probably trying to feel it out and see what works, what doesn't.
No. What's the sign?
You don't question Mr. Lyons' calls around here, huh?
What's the sign?
He's one of the best to ever do it.
And if Mr. Henry Smith is watching, I apologize we didn't get a match on while you were in town.
Sorry about that, Henry. You have to come back. I don't think you got to learn how to play bottle pool.
Going to sign you up for the Knox.
Not sure if you got any backgammon in as well. No, you're a backgammon stud these days, but yeah, you have to make another trip.
And the last gallery.
All right. Well, 2 chases. George and Morgan, they must have, Mr. Haney, Mr. Purvis must have loved leaving the booth. You know, not to. I mean, these guys have been grinding because I can tell you what, it's 94 in this commentary booth right now. It is sticky. So
yeah, it's probably a little bit hotter on the court.
Yeah. Mr. Ryan Carey, y'all have no idea what this man goes through.
Has a fan right by his right leg.
You know, does he have any Dunkin' Donuts? He got a coffee over there. What's he got?
And watching
M&Ms?
this man is the most impressive.
No
thing
M&Ms.
I've
Okay,
seen.
he's staying hydrated with some M&Ms. I think they're not peanut. They're regular. Oh, they're peanut. All right, here we go. That's a big ball.
Shot, maybe.
15 love receiver. Last gallery.
Good ball.
Another one.
All right. 30 love here, Mr. Howell. 2-1 up. Final set tonight. Out of court. Wow. Nikki. Needs to capitalize here. Take a 3-1 lead. And potentially a 5-3 lead going into day 3.
Come on, Mom. Come on, John.
15-40.
When Nikki's
Have
forced.
you heard if Camden is watching?
I would have to think he is. I'm not sure
he's
where
doing a little
Camden is at the
scouting?
current moment. Charleston, South Carolina, overseeing maybe the new project there. But I got to think he's tuning in. And it is Camden's birthday today.
Actually, I did see that earlier. Happy birthday,
Happy
Camden.
birthday, Mr. Cam. Not. We won't give out the age.
38.
38.
38.
Okay. Not too many 38-year-olds.
I thought
That are
Camden
number
was
one
a
in the
little
world of
closer
sport.
to me, and I looked it up earlier tonight, and I said, oh, my gosh, it's his birthday.
You know, these guys are staying
Happy
healthier
birthday, King.
longer. Mr. Tom Brady, I think he did it till 42. Maybe 41.
Whenever you come back to town, Cam, I have a project that my kid did on you. And I had to write every one of your wins down on the sheet. I about ran out of room.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That Cam's obviously a local hero here. Kids are doing school projects on you. Wow, what a shot there!
Big shot.
And Nicky's just kind of feeling it tonight. You know, it's one of those nights.
I feel like he's got to keep forcing.
Absolutely, I think he's so good at it. That main wall and that direct. There it is. I mean, he starts going. That's Rob Fayesque there, huh? You just kind of get used to it watching Rob. But
To me, it feels like Andrew Peabody.
I'm sure she'll be glad to hear that, but he won't probably accept that compliment. Look at that. You go main wall, day down, and then you hit that cut by like that.
That's good.
That's
stuff.
unbelievable mix up. Here we go, 4-1. Wow. Unbelievable night of tennis by Mr. Nicky Howell. Look at that force. That's so good.
It is.
He's going main wall it on. He's hitting that direct force to the backhand.
And it was a really good serve.
I mean, when this game's on, that's it. It's it's impressive. That's a good shot by the gun.
15-all.
Great shot. He's mixing up quite well. Cut volley, force, main wall. I mean, a little bit of everything. You're seeing it all. You can't get, keeping Lumley off balance. Look at that. How do you defend that? I'm not sure how you do. What do you prepare for?
You got to keep firing.
Yeah. And he's feeling it. I mean, he's just hitting his targets. Take that. Like I said, I apologize for anyone putting anything on the chat back home. We're just rolling with the feed. We are watching this great tennis and got no access. I'm sure Handy and Purvis didn't want us commenting on the chat. So
Yeah, and please don't embarrass the two of them.
yeah, we won't do that. They're putting in some hard work. There's a lot to say about them, but we'll let them ride, right? Tonight. Crowd is still
George
in it.
and Perv have done a great job.
They have. It's not as easy as people think. Sit here and commentate on this stuff to guys that are way better than you.
40-15, server leads. Nearly a yard worse than last gallery.
Oh, wow.
That was
Good shot.
Fantastic.
Hell, I'd say the two guys commentating now are way better than two would have commentated them earlier, huh? That'll hurt them a little bit. Just give them a little jab.
That'd be my opinion, too.
I'm sitting with the current
Sip.
Knox champion.
Sip, if you have any comments, please put it in the chat.
We can't see him, though. It's a problem. Sip, give us something, yeah.
We'll watch them later.
Yeah.
George will.
I know Mr. Winterstein was texting me while I was teaching tennis a little earlier. He had a few comments.
Jeremy, I hope he's doing all right.
No, Jeremy's always doing all right.
Chase Weston full.
He was worried about the assistant marker back there in the grill.
Falling asleep, huh?
He was getting worried about him back there, so he was He was sending a few
I'll tell you,
texts.
if Ben had to call the out shots on Nicky's serve, he would be the busiest man tonight.
Oh man, that would be pretty accurate
Although I'm
there.
pretty sure everybody can see it hit the banister or
Yeah,
the light.
hadn't been very close on those, has he?
40-30,
All right, here we go. 40-30, Nicky. Worse than 4. Wins this game. Well, you might as well chalk it up. All right, he did it, right? Better than 4 there. 5 games to 1.
That's
1 game
impressive.
away from a sweep tonight.
game receiver, 5 games to 1.
Not trying to bring any disrespect to anybody in this game because these guys are so good. But when we start what we say, bringing out the brooms.
We're not going to talk sweet.
But we're not, we don't do that. I mean, the game is just unbelievable right now. It feels like he can do whatever he wants when he wants. To a guy like John, who's insanely gifted and talented. But
Yeah,
hey,
the point earlier when Lumley went behind the back was
yeah,
probably one of the best points I've seen live ever.
these guys are good, right? That's like, what's the commercial? These guys are good. It's a little different level than the amateur level. They make it look easy, but yeah, they're amazing.
Better than last gallery.
All right, here we go. See if Nicky can close this set out, save some energy
Whoa.
into a big Thursday night. Like I said, they won't have to see Handy, Purvis, Cutter, or Rocket on Thursday night. That's a win for everybody. All right, good ball.
All right, John.
15 love, worse than 2.
You knew Lumley wasn't going to make him take this too easy. Probably fight back a little bit here and make it interesting.
You know the thing, Lumley's demeanor has not changed all night.
All night, you wouldn't know if he's
I mean,
winning
yeah.
4-0 or down 4-0, would he?
You really would not.
And I love guys like that.
Yeah, just a fighter.
Hell of a shot, hell of a point. Yeah, some guys show their demeanor a little more than others, right? Stretching going on here. Luckily, they're. I mean, at 90 degrees, probably 95 on court. 4 sets.
Gotta think this is the hottest that Lumley's experienced in a while.
Yeah, I don't know if Philly.
40,
Although it
15.
can get warm up
It
there.
can get warm in Philly, right? But I think you got to go to the steam room with a sauna to get this kind of heat. I mean, even here, I mean, it's brutal, but this is hot tonight. It's just sticky.
Well, for here, it hasn't.
Yeah, I
It
mean, we
hasn't started
hadn't
getting-
peaked yet.
It hasn't started
Anybody
getting
wants to
warm.
get, play tennis in the steam room, come here in the summer.
I wonder if something's going on with Nicky.
He's asking for something. At 5-1 up,
It does
you
look
do
like he
not.
might be having a tad bit of a cramp.
I'm not sure what the court tennis rules are on cramping or breaks. I know they've kind of cut it out in lawn tennis where you can't really take a cramp break.
Yeah, there's no injury timeouts for cramps anymore.
40-15 serve lead.
I'm not sure how it works in our game here.
Maybe if George and Perv were on the call, they could tell us.
I highly doubt it. Those two take longer breaks for you know, like.
Chase 3, 40-15 server.
He does look like he's
There's something
moving
going on.
a little gingerly.
He's trying. Yeah, I think it's cramped. It definitely looks like he's stiffened up here. He's got to get through this, huh? Looks like John
Coming
going
at
a
a worse
little.
time.
George will be proud of that serve. He's still hitting a great ball, huh? Oh, what a dig. Wow. Oh, good shot. Oh, he even read that bando there. Good shot, Lumley.
I mean, very, very impressive, John.
You
2
know,
games to 5.
John senses there might be something there, and he's like, okay, well, hell, we might come back here and get us one. That's a hell of a shot there. His, you know, from the receiving end, his forcing has been incredible.
Obviously pulling for the Aiken crowd, but what would be better than going in 4-4 tomorrow night or Thursday night?
Yeah, I don't know. We'd have to go to our analytics department to figure out when we had that last time. But I think Ben had some good stats earlier. Maybe he can get us that. Good serve. But obviously, it looks like there's some mobility limitations here by Mr. Howell. Hopefully, he can get through this before it gets too bad. Yeah, there's
30-15.
something going on.
Yeah, looking
He
a
is
little
limping
struggle.
around the court. Not what you want at 5-1 up after the type of tennis he's played. But if he can hit a few more
the only
forces
thing
like
he's
that,
got-
he can get
yeah.
out of here.
The only thing he's got is to force it if he's
Maybe he can
cramping.
find him a little masseuse. Get this stuff
This
worked
doesn't
out.
seem to be a game you can play when you're cramping.
30 all. It's 30-15. Sorry, Chase 4 and 5.
Four and 5 and Chase 5.
Did he hit it?
Nope, 2 chases, 30-15. So here we go. He is definitely showing some signs of cramps.
Well, luckily we do have the IV station downtown.
He needs. I don't know if we can access that
I'm
right
not
now.
sure they're available right now.
If there's some salt tablets, some bananas, some Pedialyte. George usually carries some Pedialyte with him in his tennis bag. I don't know if it does any good.
I tell you
but,
what, George used to have a problem with this himself. He could probably give personal advice to Nikki. Right
I absolutely agree. He has been known to cramp.
30 all, Chase 4 and 5.
Not sure he's ever done anything, about it, or if he's ever come out of it. But I've had a few instances myself in some junior tennis. But there we go, 30 all, 4 and 5. Wow. What a point. Unbelievable. He's struggling. I played a hell of a point. He can't move.
On Chase 40-30 receiver.
He is definitely cramping, ladies and gentlemen.
You get timeout.
Can he get a
You want
timeout?
You take a timeout. Do you want a timeout? Take a timeout. Injury break.
Not sure how this works. Here we're about to find out. I guess he's
Yeah.
allowed a timeout. Mr. Lyons is granted that. He doesn't seem like he
5
can
minutes
move that
next
left
time.
leg.
5 minutes.
5-minute timeout.
You gotta
George.
around the court.
Pedialyte. You got it? Where you at? All right, we're going to take a little break with him.
I don't know what it is.
See you in a minute.
Oh, yeah. I'll mix it.
We can only have one person on course. So I thought it's an individual sport.
Do you need anything? Sure. You're not lying to me, are you? Everybody look at our video. There it is. Did you put it in there? Yeah.
40, 32, you chase 5. That's where we are. What is it? We switch it. It was 4 and 5 and 5.
I was
you were down there, sorry, yeah. 40, 30, you, and now chase 5. You ready to go? Stop.
Keep stretching.
You got 5 minutes to be.
You got 5 more. Keep stretching. Keep stretching.
Oh yeah.
Keep stretching.
Still taking it. Still taking it.
So what's happening now?
We've got 5 minutes and on the clock.
But are we switching ends or?
Yeah, you're receiving. 40, 30 receiver, which is you, and now chase 5.
I was that in there.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't be switching?
You beat 4 and 5 at 30 all. You beat 4 and 5 in the corner over there. So you're 40, 30 up. And now we're playing chase 5. He's taking the 5 minutes. So I'll just wait for it to get the 5 minutes. And then 3, 2 minutes, then we'll go. Shall I do the...
Oh yeah, I appreciate it. I've got it already. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
All right, here we go. Little break, a little stretching. Hopefully some little salt from Mr. Howell. Lumley looks like he's ready to go 12 rounds. But, all right, 40-30, Mr. Lumley down 5-2. Mr. Lyons is going to wait out this 5-minute timeout here. See what he's got. I don't know. It looks like maybe the quad's tightened up. Not everybody can be in as good a shape as, Ryan Carey or myself or Sip or Henry or Freddie. Some of the legends out there. But hopefully he can get through this. If he can. I just think the rule is to wait out the 5 minutes. Not sure if you get another one.
Okay, we're off. 40-30, receiver leads, chase 5.
Here we go, chase 5.
And the game.
5 games to 3. Final set. See if Nikki can
3
regroup.
games to 5.
Close this thing out. Great finish there. All right, I think he's going to need a little hometown crowd and
15 love.
a few good shots. Here we go. 15 love.
That serve again.
Yeah, I think he'll buy all the time he can get right now.
He's buying time.
I don't know if he wants to buy time. I want to keep this thing rolling. Here we go. And he's asking somebody to sit down. Looks
Better than second gallery.
Chase
15
better
love.
than second there. 15 love, Nikki.
No strokes.
No, it's 15 love, Nikki. Oh, wow. Great point there.
Love.
Mr. Carey just had to turn Keisha's mic around.
Wow, that's so much more comfortable. Unbelievable. There we go. 5-minute timeout seems to have rejuvenated.
It rejuvenated me. Wow.
There we go. He got to close this thing out, huh? And get to an IV. What a night of tennis.
Not sure where he's going to be able to get that.
I don't know what
this
Vegas
time of
had the
night,
odds on a sweep by Nikki, but not sure
40 love receiver, better than
the
second gallery.
bookmaker is winning on that. What a night. What a night by Mr. Howell.
That was a special night by Mr. Howell.
In front of his hometown crowd. What a night for the crowd. They obviously had something to do with this, but damn, that was an unbelievable play.
Yep. We look forward to seeing you folks back on Thursday.
Thursday night, we've got some great tennis. 5 sets to 3, Mr. Howell. Potentially 5 sets on Thursday. Same time, same place.
Same back channel.
See you Thursday.
you